What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I have like 3 market watches of information to cram down into one video today and keep it in a timely manner. You guys seem to like when I do that, but bear with me if I open a tab and take a little bit to register at what I'm looking at. That being said, Legendary Duelist Synchro Storm was a freaking home run. The Speedroid support looks really good. People are running 1,000,000 miles per hour, doing combos with it like crazy. It looks like it might be meta instead of just rogue. And with any competent Duelist pack, they tend to skyrocket in price. But the most amazing thing here is Speedroid cards already got bought out in mass, and people are dumping truckloads of money back into them. Terror Top skyrocketing. You see Domino Butterfly up in price. High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, $2 may not seem shocking to you, but for a card that was a quarter not too long ago, it is way up there in price also. I called that one as a penny stock that was getting missed, and people are asking me about how this will turn out sealed. Any Duelist pack that is semi-competent tends to go up, and anything that is really good tends to skyrocket. I do think this is a pretty good sealed investment. I am not a financial advisor channel though. I don't know your bankroll. I don't know how you might itch if the, Ghost Rare turns out really good. I do think the Ghost Rare is most likely going to be Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon, but we're not sure on that. I still hope and hold out hope for Alter Art Stardust with it bolded in the description here as a way to create an amazing chase, but whatever it is, it's gravy on top of what's already there, and you can still get the sealed right now around $550. You can then use code WhatsGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel, knocking it down to around $522. And per box, that ends up being $43.54. And that may seem amazing to you, and it is pretty good, but it's a Duelist pack, so it has a lower MSRP per pack than the usual kind of booster packs. Still though, also keep in mind if you're getting this to rip open and you see $43 a box, Duelist packs are some of the packs with the last short print ratios. You might remember Rage of Ra and how hard it was to get certain things. Although the support isn't what was most exciting about that. I do like the Egyptian God Slime. It was more the Ghost Rare Ra that really turned up and out there. With this, it's not relying on the Chase card. It's already a really good set. The Chase Ghost Rare is going to be nice on top. Now, how do I feel about it versus other products? I like King's Court as a gamble, but it is still more of a gamble. I just think there's so many things that have to go wrong instead of right for this to be a flop that I don't think Konami could really flop it, but hey, that's why I'm personally going in and believing in Konami after all this time. Maybe not the best thing to do in my life. Also, Dawn of Majesty versus this. I think core sets take a bit longer to go up and out. A lot more stores order core sets where they don't tend to order as many side sets. And with this, you're also racing the 2022 Megatons. As weird as that is to say, this drops in August, and then with that, you only have so much time for the impact of stuff like the new Instant Fusion or the Despia to play out versus the potential of it, and that can be a dangerous clock to race against. I like the aesthetic. I like this as a core set. I do think it will do well for itself, but if we're talking price point in, I think that this Duelist pack is still low, where King's Court has gone up in price a lot of places, and there's multiple vendors here. You wonder why I race car out my channel. If it's sold out over here, you have Gamer's Choice. If it's sold out at Gamer's Choice, you have Big 3 deals, all at pretty darn good prices right now for Synchro Storm. So if you do want it sealed to sit on it like a mother hen and watch it go up, I do think that's a likely route for it, but there's no guarantees when it comes to sealed product. But with Duelist packs, Legendary Duelist by name in general, while OCG did drop that marketing, I really like this set overall. I think every archetype turned out good, either potential-wise or further beyond, and it's a really hard one to think that it would miss, and a lot of vendors are probably still burning this just to get money into Megatons and other products, and overlooking this heavily in my opinion. Also, Speed Recovery, it's not just Speedroid cards, has been bought out on almost all of its copies. I would love to see this get a reprint for sure, but it does not have Speedroid in the name. Might get skipped and is really good for the deck, and that's why it is going. Now, let's talk a little bit about Ancient Guardians. We see some buyouts in the Ultra Rares as some of the collector rares cool off. You see the Sulfa Cord Fanica, never underestimate a Midriff and Thighs, going up in price, and you see Ogdo Abyss, the Ogdoadic Overlord, now at 25 instead of 13, a little double up there. I found it really weird that the Ogdoadic stuff was actually just in the lowest range to start, even if you only needed one of each. Ultra rares are only at 3 per box, so opening entire cases just doesn't give you the most. And a really unique problem here, not a lot of vendors are opening this even if they ordered it. They saw the prices of the ultras and the collector rares, they did the math on everything together, and it didn't add up to open it. So there's a true shortage overall of product. Now you do see like 40 listers at this point because of the upped prices. People might have started jumping for it and going for it a little more, but the estimated value pulled on the lower end of the set, where you're getting anywhere between like the average of 4 collector rares per case, but some people were getting 3, then 5. It jumps around. You're gambling a little. I heard of one person that opened 2 cases and only got 3. That really must suck. When you're going on that level of opening, though, these collector rares, which are dropping down in price for the most part now, every single one under what it was just a couple days ago, it's not really worth it to dive in for them when the RNG and the range of what you can pull is so different. So you do see collector rares draining in value even on top of that, while the ultra rares gain a little more value. And speaking of the Auto-Addict, Ogdoadic, whatever you want to call it, we do have a playmat over on MCole Games website. It supports my channel as well. One of our first non-waifu playmats that it looks freaking amazing. I really like how this turned out. So you can buy that for just $28 shipped to your front door, I believe. And if you're international, shipping should be very affordable too. So go check that out. I'll have a link to that. The Code Talker stuff has been going up in price, weird enough. I do think the game promo is highly underestimated, and if we get Heat Soul and some other support, hopefully one day soon, we could see crazy things with that. But the game promo up in the price, and the rare, super rare, my bad, is actually $1. And then you see Signet Codex super rare up in price versus market price as well. The deck definitely likes to play that. And then Code Radiator, which is not in everyone's build, in fact, not in a lot of builds, is up in price towards $22 and bought out. So I feel like people are going for anything Code Talker necessarily. I do like this card, but it's typically more of a tech option. And I would be considering Code Generator as a penny stonk using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly, whether you're going for Starlights or penny stonks like this. I really like this card for the deck, and I think even with how many copies are on market and how many sellers, it's one you really could go for, and I do like the card. Trap Trick is way up in price for the secret rare, but almost every single one is going out of stock as we head toward Trap Tricks being released for an update in the Lightning Overdrive set. And the secret rare first eds are especially notable if you held on to these, which I called a long time ago to be able to go up in potential. $37, and they've been hanging here for a couple of days, even with the competition, and the unlims at 27. So a really impressive turnaround for the secret rare there out of Soul Fusion. Then you have the Ultras out of the 10s, running out of quantities. You have the Super Rare out of Secret Slayers, actually going down very fast as well. And then a common with barely any listers out of Mechanized Madness. I do like that card. Godarla, the Wind Kaiju, against Bird Up and, you know, anything that likes to summon some Morgan, put a Wind Barrier statue. It's the Kaiju of choice to out that. Also, you have Insect support slated for TCG exclusive archetypes. And it was pointed out to me, well, the Insect Kaiju might be very integral to that depending on how it goes out. So maybe some people speculating on top. You see that the only printings are the Mega Pack and the Breaker of Shadows version, and they're doing rather well for themselves. And Kumonga Super Rare is indeed up in price for an Insect Kaiju, so maybe some big brain plays there on the market of, yeah, it'll work out with it, but I think that's way too early to speculate on. But nonetheless, that's not going to stop people from spending their money, right? Deep Sea Arya is actually falling down in price. This got bought out to where it was $100. I think it's on the heels of all the max rarity mermail stuff getting bought out. You also do have the continuing Deep Sea kind of Synchro support coming, but I just think that buyout was ridiculous. This can end up in the megatons, and even if this is highest rarity, you see tons of people just ready for this one and listing theirs and undercutting and it falling way down way fast versus those buyouts. Mystical Beast Master Cerberus secret rares are up towards $15. I was told they're usually around $6, and every version of him is up in price. I don't know if there's some pin Pendulum Drift Best Gaming Hype. But yeah, the first editions are up there, and then I've always had respect for this card. You do have the Fist of the Gadget Super even up in price. Still, I called this a penny stock a long time ago, and it does seem to be doing well for itself, but kind of out of left field here. I do wonder if there's going to be any actual traction with it, or if it's just bandless speculation. This card hasn't been printed in a long time, so we're going for it. What exactly is happening with Cereburst? Let me know in the comment section down below. Gladiator Beast continues to get rolling buyouts. Sea Arya doesn't have a single listing for the super rare still on market, and eQuest, the first editions, are gone pretty much to the point of $60 freaking dollars, and the unlims are also very sparse. And then I look around at stuff like Secret Bestiary. There's only like 4 listings at 10, so people definitely considering past formats, and even going back in further on Gladiator Beast, a long-time favorite. Man, it's just crazy to see a no stock on a card for like almost a straight week. Substitute, speaking of bandless speculation, we like the frog. Substitute is $10 for a rare if you want to sell yours. Bandless binders and speculation aside, yeah, it could get an errata, but then it wouldn't be the same card. Usually we see those end up tanking, but out of Light of Destruction, even the unlims are $10+ right now in the first edition towards 16. So maybe you had a card worth a lot of money that you didn't know was worth any money here on the market, and you can make yourself a little bit. Sky Striker Ace kinda follows all of her sister Ultimate Rare buyouts. She was like 20 some odd dollars before this, and now you see her bought out to the point of 57, and this is competition lining up because she was a low of 62 the other night. So you see tons of vendors ready for this one, and I don't think it was bad to speculate on, considering every single other Sky Striker Ace ulti had been bought out to ridiculous prices, and she does actually see play, but usually not more than one in the deck. Toon Chaos has a lot of price spikes. You've noticed a lot of collector rare buyouts now, but also ultra rare, super low in quantities, recent buyouts. This set is almost a year old now, and especially first edition being really hard to get, I could see a lot of these prices continuing to spike. I've called the Toon cards long-term cards that you probably want to keep. They're panning out at this point. But this is such a crazy set. Toon Harpy Lady, the most recent collector rare buyout, spiking up and doing well for itself. But what do you guys think of Toon Chaos and how it's turned out? And the Parallel versus King's Court being in its slot, the TCG Konami office having more say, I'm pretty excited. I'm not trying to overhype myself, but I don't think it'll be Toon Chaos 2.0. I just think it'll end up pretty good. I'm looking forward to what they'll collect a rare, and just hoping at the same time. Fiend Chain is up in price. This was $18 forever. I told you guys even at $30, I like this for Dino Rabbit format specifically. It's the highest rarity, and 16969, nice, the Market Watch call out, and then $200 and up. There, it was a low of $300 at one point, freaking ridiculous. It's coming back down slowly. Still think for people who spent their money, you'll see this go down and race towards 100 somewhat quickly, but then where it will go from there versus it really stagnated on the market for a really long time. I do wonder how it'll do super long term after this buyout, but nonetheless, I do respect the buyout because it's one I called happening over time, and I think Dino Rabbit is a highly underestimated past format overall. And then finally, an interesting one, Mizuki Secret Rares bought out. This happens from time to time, but all of a sudden you see the lowest is around $46, and then 50, 75, just very few copies. It's hard to find mint premium pack Mizukis that aren't in German. So with this buyout, I do think that it'll come down slower and slower, and maybe actually hold at 40 where you see the market price at 25 here, but we'll wait and see. But old sets that used to feel like you could get a lot of cards from them, like premium packs, just aren't on the market anymore, and the sealed packs are way up in price, making the estimated value pull come up and up even for the raw ungraded cards. And Mizuki is one of those ones people really like to have in Secret Rare, especially when they return to Yu-Gi-Oh! After for some time and they remember zombies were my favorite deck. What is Ballardro? Gosh, and they end up really liking it. But what do you think of everything in Market Watch today? Hopefully I kept it in a timely manner for you. I really do like the Win Synchro Duelist pack as speculatory. I'm kind of itching thinking of going in on it myself, but I tend to hold off when a set especially would have a meta impact, because I don't want to end up busting it open and trying to sell singles, or end up like, you know, having something that actually impacts the market. That's why I personally went with King's Court. It's more speculatory on the collector side of things, but with this set, I really do think it is a good one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversations. And I want to hear what you think. Do you think maybe it's being blown out of proportion? I've only seen really positive reviews on the Speedroid stuff, and myself seeing some of these combos now, I may be getting overhyped versus, oh yeah, hand trap stops this here or there, or this will end up countering it in the meta. But all three archetypes, it's so rare to see that competent in a side set, and with the Duelist pack name, I do think it's got a really good shot at going up long term.